Good evening, members. Thank you very much for joining for our sixth panel discussion that we are arranging by Electrical, Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering Section Committee. So today we have selected another very important and interesting topic. So today we are going to discuss about the power of women in the field of electrical, electronic and telecommunication engineering stream. So we have invited veteran and experience and carrying a lot of information with them to enrich this panel. So we are having 4 panelists today with our moderator. So today we are having Engineer Samanthi Sudarshani, Chief Engineer, Ceylon Electricity Board, and Engineer Lakmali Arunanayaka, Chief Engineer, Ceylon Electricity Board, and Engineer Pramodya Senanayaka, Senior Manager, Sri Lanka Telecom Mobitel, and Engineer Srivi Sandamini, Engineer, Sri Lanka Telecom Mobitel. So this discussion will be moderated by Engineer Vayani Saranga, an engineer from Sri Lanka Telecom Mobitel. So we believe that empowering and enriching women in this field is very much important. That is the reason for us to take this topic as a discussion. We all know that this country needs innovation, creativity, and new thinking, critical thinking. So this field is very evolving and highly changing with the innovation and creativity. So we wanted to know what is the impact and the role of lady engineer in this field. So this discussion would be very important for anyone who is willing to start a career in this field, especially for the undergraduates in our universities and those who have recently joined this field as young women engineers. So without taking much time, I would like to give this floor to our engineer Vayani Saranga. Let me introduce her to the panel. So this recording is a live one that we are recording in Mysore studio in ISL headquarters. So this will be uploaded to our social media. So you can later refer and get the information what these panelists are shared with you. So let me introduce our moderator today, Engineer Vayani Saranga. Vayani Saranga is a telecommunication engineer with a strong background in product development and management. Currently, she holds a full-time position as an engineer in product development and management at Sri Lanka Telecom. She started her career in Sri Lanka Telecom in January 2022. Prior to her current role, Vayani gained experience in previous engineering and product management positions. She served as an assistant technical project manager at Enable Private Limited and held the role as executive site acquisition at Dialog Network Services Limited. Vayani's education background demonstrates her commitment to the field of telecommunication. She holds a master's degree in telecommunication engineering from University of Moratuwa and bachelor's degree in electrical and electronic engineering from University of Peradeniya. Further, she has pursued a professional qualification in management accountant with SIMA, completing studies up to management level. So Vayani is a well-rounded engineer with a blend of technical experts, project management skill, and business experience gained through her qualification in management accounting. Her current focus on product development and management highlights her potential for playing a key role in bringing innovation to telecommunication industry in Sri Lanka. So I'm so proud to have her today as the moderator of this session. Let me invite Engineer Vayani Saranga. Over to you.
Thank you, Engineer Dushyant, for that lengthy description. Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I take this chance to cordially welcome you all to this session. We can see several participants joining our online platform as we speak. So without further ado, it's time to welcome our panelists who will be the highlight of today's evening. Please join me in welcoming Engineer Samanthi Sudarshini, Chief Engineer from Silayan Electricity Board, who has graced this discussion all the way from Anuradhapura. Thank you very much. Next, we have Engineer Lakmali Karunanayaka, Chief Engineer, Ceylon Electricity Board. Thank you very much for participating all the way from Kurunagala. So please take a seat. Next, we have Engineer Pramodya Senanayaka, Senior Manager, Network Planning and Operations, SLT Mobitel. So let's welcome her to this esteemed panel as well. Finally, join me in welcoming Engineer Srivi Sandamini, Engineer Talent Development, SLT Mobitel. So thank you, dear sisters, for being here to make this discussion a fruitful one. And I am very honored and privileged to be among these senior lady engineers as an engineer who is just starting the career. So when it comes to engineering, it is a combination of many sectors and subjects. And throughout our conversation today, let's focus on specifically electrical, electronic, and telecommunication engineering and the experiences, achievements, and aspirations of women in these STEM-based industries. So I think you will all agree with me when I say that most of the time women are being told that what they can do and they cannot do, and we are always reminded about the limits we should have. So it's kind of annoying sometimes, but because even though when we ladies are confident enough to take a challenge, the society tries to control our freedom. So with that, the thought of women in engineering has always made headlines and discussions throughout many platforms. So choosing to study engineering and pursue a career in engineering itself is a huge step towards breaking stereotypical barriers. While remembering engineer Premamala Sivaprakasa Pillai, I hope I pronounced that correctly, country's first female engineer and the first female civil engineer who paved the path for all of us here today. So let's begin our discussion on power of women in the field of electrical, electronic, and telecommunication engineering. Since we have four very accomplished ladies here with us today, I think we all are eagerly waiting to hear their story. So let's hear their story in their own words. And I first invite Engineer Samanthi. Please kindly take us through your story.
Okay, very good evening to all of you, and I'm the Samanthi Sudarshani. I'm currently working as the Chief Electrical Engineer Planning and Development at Ceylon Electricity Board of Central Province. And when reflecting my education background, I graduated from University of Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, under the Electrical and Electronic Engineering stream in year 2008. Furthermore, I obtained my Master of Science Engineering degree under the same path from Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya in year 2019. With that, I would like to . back to go my career path. After the graduation in year 2008, within 2 weeks' time, I could be joined to the as the design engineer of research and development company, which is the EM Digital Private Limited, and there I work on a 6-month period. With that, after that, I joined with the Mahavadi Authority of Sri Lanka as the electrical engineer, and there I was the operational and maintenance engineer for in the Victoria Dam, and again another 6 months. After the 6-month period, I could be joined with the Ceylon Electricity Board. And Ceylon Electricity Board, first initially I was appointed as the project coordinating engineer in Uttara Asante Northern Electricity Rehabilitation Project. With that parallelly, I had to work as the commercial engineer in North Central Province from the starting until 2012. Again, 2011, I had to work as the project coordinating engineer in the Vidurum Sri Lanka North Central again electrification project. With that, during that tenure, 2009 to 2014 time, I had to cover up 3 jobs, which is most related to the electrification projects. After getting 5 years electrification experience, rural electrification experience, I was appointed as the area electrical engineer in Kakirav area, which is mostly my career goes to the network operation and maintenance in the Kakirav area during the period 2014 to 2016. Then I was promoted as the chief electrical engineer planning and development in the North Central Province from in year 2016, and up to now I am working as the chief electrical engineer planning and development in North Central Province. This is my career path, and with that I also like to say that I could be able to obtain my charter in year 2015 under the electrical discipline, and not only that, I engage with the ISL activities starting from the year 2009. I was the representative member in the ISL Hajarada chapter to represent the Ceylon Electricity Board time to time since from 2009 to 2020. And I was the treasurer in the ISL Hajarada chapter since 2022, consecutively 3 years, 2022, 2022. And in the last year, I was the senior secretary in ISL Hajarada chapter. And I was presently, I'm the vice chairman of the ISL Hajarada chapter. Those are my engagement in the ISL activities. In addition to that, I'm a member of Toastmaster International since year 2019, and I held many exco positions in the Anuradhapura Toastmasters Club, and currently I am the Vice President of Education in the Anuradhapura Toastmasters Club. I think that's enough regarding me.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Samanthi. So that was a very impressive career development and step by step, and also engagement with ISL activities and also with other extracurricular activities apart from your career. So thank you again. Next, now it's time to hear from Engineer Lakmali. So let's hear her story as well.
Thank you, Engineer Saranga. I'm Engineer Lakman Karnanayake, currently working as the Chief Electrical Engineer of Ceylon Electricity Board. Let me share my story. Actually, become an engineer is my dream. It's my childhood dream. From since the days I was started schooling, I was interested in mathematics. So when everyone asks, what is your future goal? I used to say, I want to become an engineer. Because of that, I selected my advanced level in mathematics stream and entered the University Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, in my first attempt in 2005. So I graduated from the Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, in the field of electrical and electronic engineering with first class honors 2009. And I joined Ceylon Electricity Board in 2010 as an electrical engineer, currently serving as the Chief Electrical Engineer in Energy Management of Northwestern Province 1. This is my professional qualifications. I obtained my charter in 2016 and my master's degree in the field of business administration in 2013 from the YMB University of Sri Lanka. And I obtained higher diploma in information technology. I obtained my higher diploma in information technology from University of Colombo in 2007. And I obtained diploma in psychology and counseling in 2020. And I also had the position of chairperson of the ISL chapter previous session. I'll share these stories later. This is my experience in CB, and I joined CB in 2010 and served 5 months in the Protection Development Unit. After that, I was assigned as the Electrical Engineer Distribution Maintenance in Northwestern Province in the Distribution Division of Ceylon Electricity Board, and worked 6 years there. After that, I obtained my charter after completing the distribution maintenance qualification. Then I then transferred to the meter testing laboratory for only 3 months. After that, I worked 3 years in the electrical engineer material management position in the Northwestern Province again. After that, in 2019, I was promoted as a chief engineer and held the position of chief engineer energy management up to now in the Northwestern Province. This is my activities in ISL and other activities. I'll share some stories of my activities. I continuously served in the ISL Executive Committee for the last 12 years from after joining the YMB in Ceylon Institute of YMB, because most of the superiors are also attached in ISL activities. So I also attached in ISL YMB Chapter Executive Committee and served for 12 years. After completing 12 years, I became the chairperson of ISL YMB Chapter in the previous session, 2022-2023. And I completed successfully the previous session, and with more than 25 events throughout the annual calendar. So many events were done: scholarship programs, school programs, CSR activities, CPD programs, and especially the Techno exhibition. Our chapter stole awarded the bronze award in the Techno exhibition, and also public lectures, discussions, entertainment events were done in the previous session under my leadership. These are some highlights of the activities of the ISL YMB chapter in the previous session. This is how we conducted our techno stall from the YM chapter and awarded the bronze award in the techno awarding ceremony. And actually, we did the stall about rooftop solar. Most of the participants enjoyed and we educate them about all the things about the rooftop solar activities. They are very interested to know about these things. Apart from that, I served in collaboration with some other events of the ISL in the sectional committees, overseas chapters, and other forums of ISL. Concerning the overseas chapters, I work with the New Zealand chapter, ISL New Zealand chapter, and for the hand-in-hand scholarship program, they funded us for the DAS project, and we were able to serve for some students in the YMB who are doing advanced level mathematics stream in good. We are very clever students, but in the financial needed students, we are still serving these students for the advanced level studies. And I contributed as a resource person for the Talk to Skill program from the YMS of ISL, and also I organize CPD programs from the CPD committee, and also I do in the music engineers. I work with music engineers of ISL, and also I contribute as a resource person for the musical programs from the Rajaraj chapter also. Other than these activities, it's something personal from me. I'm active member of my Toastmasters, and also I am a writer and lyricist and the poet. I have published my own 6 books, publications, poet, novel, short stories, and other collections. And also there are 15 songs composed by me from my lyrics. That's all about me on the summary. We'll discuss in detail later. Thank you.
Oh, wow, that was very impressive. I think being an engineer does not limit you to your career only. From engineer Akmali's story, we could see that she has gone to several other areas as well. And also, we highly appreciate your invaluable service done towards IESL Vayama chapter and IESL as a whole. So thank you very much. And next, dear engineer Pramodya, now it's your chance. Thank you.
A very good evening, everyone. First of all, the organizing committee, thanks a lot for inviting me. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. So let me take you towards the journey of mine in the field of engineering as well. So before I start to discuss about the professional life, let me briefly touch on the school life as well as university life, because I believe these two set the foundation towards the professional life. So I schooled at Museus College, and from the initial stages, I had a liking and a passion towards mathematics as well as chess. So this is why I chose engineering and also mathematics stream for A-levels. So after A-levels, I joined University of Moratuwa, and initially I didn't have a clue on which engineering field I should select. And then I selected electronic and telecommunication engineering, where I learned about the telecommunications and specialized on that, and also about hardware, software, as well as networking. So with this, I engaged in the minor degree of the entrepreneurship program, to which I'm really grateful for, which actually taught us to have an entrepreneurial mindset. And also continuing the passion, I joined University of Moratuwa chess team and represented the team. And also while at university, I could play as well as captain Sri Lanka national chess team at the World Chess Olympiad. So with all of this set, I started my career, professional life at Mobitel. So initially, as a fresh graduate, I was a bit doubtful which area to select. But I got an opportunity to join the Packet Co operations team at Mobitel. Initially, I thought the operations team because it involves night work. So I was a bit doubtful, and also being the only child in the family, parents were doubtful as well, because I had to work from 12 midnight to 4 a.m. for the shifts. But I decided to take the challenge, and I moved on. And on top of that, when I went to the office, I realized that I was the only female engineer there. But the team was really supportive, and they helped a lot in the learning curve. So with this, I grew in this professional ladder, and I did certain kind of certifications, Cisco certifications and others. So joined as an engineer, then to the supervisory engineer, senior engineer, manager, and recently appointed as the senior manager. And I also had a passion towards finance, marketing, and business administration, because as the Packet Co, we need to involve mainly with almost all other divisions. For those of you who may not be much familiar with the Packet Co deals with the mobile broadband technologies, the latest deployments, and the maintenance and operations. So I studied SIM, as well as MBA from PIM. So actually, these helped me a lot in engaging with the other divisions so that I know their language, as well as to convince them and get a better strategic insight on the vision, mission of the company. All in all, with the support of all the colleagues and the foundation set earlier, I could get the IET Young Woman Engineer Award in 2021. And I love volunteering activities. As a member of the Chartered Professional Managers Sri Lanka, I conduct some programs, especially about the entrepreneurial development programs. And currently I serve as a vice president of the Chess Federation of Sri Lanka and was a former member of the National Selection Committee for Chess. So I do some work to promote and develop the game because it is like hand in hand with engineering. At the same time, I try to promote STEM subjects among young schoolgirls and undergraduates as much as possible. In conclusion, let me say that this is a quote which I always carry with me in my mind as well as heart. So let the courage inside you inspire the world around you. We as engineers have a lot of courage, so we can use it to inspire others. And the main satisfaction, happiness, which is immeasurable, can be taken when we see those people whom we have mentored and also whom we have inspired actually go beyond and achieve greater heights than us. So this is about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Pramodya. So let the courage inside you inspire the world around you. Such a beautiful quote. And also you have, in your story, we could see how you have balanced everything, sports, your career life, to and build, and also you have built up your career to this level. Thank you again. And now let's hear from Engineer Srivi about her story.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So we have saved the best for the last. Just joking. So I'm really privileged to be among very senior and aspiring, influential female engineers in Sri Lanka from CB, from Orbital Telecom. So I will be brief about I will brief about myself, but it won't be that long. But there are some things I want to tell about my career because it's a little bit different from other engineers here because I have to change my career into a different field. So actually currently I'm working as engineer talent development in Sri Lanka Telecom PLC. I'm a chartered engineer as well as a chartered HR professional. So I have charter in two different fields. And other than doing my profession as an engineer and a HR professional, I'm also a lecturer, and there are some other activities I do apart from my profession. When it comes to my education, I earned my degree in electrical and information engineering from University of Ruhuna. Actually, I was lucky to get this best student award in telecommunications engineering because at the time I had a lot of passion for telecommunications engineering. So I think I got the highest GPA. So that's why I pursued my career in telecoms. So I joined Sri Lanka Telecom. And then after joining the industry, so I found other areas also inspiring. So I was passionate about different areas like maybe HR or management. And also I was interested to know why people behave in different ways and how do we develop businesses and how do we develop leadership skills, how do we transform people. So that's why I started learning about human resources management. So I did my MBA in human resource management. Currently, I'm reading for doctorate in business administration. So my research interests are in artificial intelligence and how can we use artificial intelligence for the human interactions. So because I have experience in two different areas, HR and also engineering. So I thought I could contribute something with my research. And also, other than these things, I have certifications in different fields like counseling, psychotherapy, learning and development, quality management, problem solving. And when it comes to experience, I have over 9+ years of experience in HR automation, digital transformation, ERP systems, and especially HR capability development that is connected to human resource development or human capital development. And Also, when it comes to social contribution, I'm very much interested in policy making, and I'm also interested in governance. So currently, I'm contributing in different national exercises. I have developed a national competency standard, which have helped the students, especially in sales stream, who stop at maybe O levels or A levels. Because of this national competency standard, they can learn up to degree level now, which was this type of standard for sales field was not available in Sri Lanka before. So, because of my HR experience, I was able to do that. And also, I'm contributing as a representative in sectoral oversight committees in Sri Lanka Parliament, especially in education, because I'm interested in policy making. And I'm a person who believes that we have a chance to develop this country and change this country. So I have a passion to change people's lives and change the country eventually. So I do a lot of things when it comes to policy making and also governance. And when it comes to extracurricular activities, I did a lot of martial arts, things like Kung Fu, Jeet Kune, Taekwondo. I think those, especially martial arts, help a lot to develop our confidence. So, uh, to be, not to be afraid of anything and to go forward, whatever the challenge you face. And also, I did table tennis, swimming, and many other sports. I participate for SLT games as well. And also, I enjoy creative design and art. So that's a brief profile about myself. I hope I think that's a little bit different from the technical expert ladies here. But yes, those are my passions. And thank you so much for giving me this chance. We'll discuss things further.
Thank you, Engineer Srivi. So that was also very impressive, and I'm very proud to be working with you in the same institute. And yeah, yeah. So those stories were very interesting and very different to each other. And I think because of that, because you all four are having four different, totally different stories, this discussion will be very broad and fruitful in addressing many individuals. Let's move on with the discussion with a few more questions. And from your story, Engineer Lakmali, I saw that you have joined this a leading service organization in Sri Lanka, Ceylon Electricity Board, as a fresh graduate. So, how was that experience, and what were the opportunities you had when you initially joined CEB?
Yes, engineer, I am. When I appointed for the distribution division, mostly I worked in the distribution division. When I appointed for the distribution division, I realized that we have to work with so many people, so many different kinds of people. Other than the other divisions of Ceylon Electricity Board, distribution division is the mostly engaged with people. That's the main opportunity actually I got, because I can learn from we all had to learn from all the people that we are engaging, our superiors, senior engineers, now the peers, engineers, other executives, HR executives, accountants, subordinates, technical staff, and also office staff. And also we have to work with public, mostly public, and also other organizations, water board, body authority, and telecom, and the provincial departments, and like that. We have to work with all the other authorities and officers, departments. Uh, we are engaging with all those people. So we can learn from all these people a lot of things. Then we have get problem situations and challenging situations. I always consider them as not only challenges, they as opportunities. These opportunities are the most things that we gain from the distribution division, and we can learn from all these things. And all of that, when we started a career, we always came out from the university as an engineering graduate. But there is a big difference between engineering graduate and the currently practicing engineering industry. There is a difference. We have to fill that gap from the working experiences. Because for that, our first boss is very much important for our life, for creating our life. So I'm fortunate enough to have a very good mentor as my first boss. So I can remind his name here, Engineer Kaplaveera Surya. Currently, he's retired DGM from University Board. He is a good mentor for me. That's the best thing that I get in my professional life to create me who I am today. Because he always not only guided, always set examples for us. When we are working, he's observing what we are doing and giving instructions whenever needed. When we are doing some right things the right way, he doesn't care what are we doing. But when we are doing something not onto the situation, then he appear and give us advices and correct us. That's the way he mentored us in my earliest stage of my professional life. Actually, at the same time, when we are working in the distribution division sector, most of the time we have to work, I said, most of the other organizations. In my early stage of my career, the 2012, 13, and 14, the country is in the huge development stage. I think people can remember. When in the development stage, CB has a big role to play with other organizations. Then we have to coordinate with most of the other organizations. I can remind my memory, when the road winding, most of the road winding projects are in the Wyoming province, we have to closely work with the RDA and other organizations. Road winding, pole shifting activities we have to engage with, and the public also. We have to solve so many questions from the publics. People are not like to shift their poles and shift the electricity poles to their premises. When we come to the premises, they are always complaining. We have to solve all these problems. There are situations created who I am today, and it's helped me a lot to build my skills and capacities to develop as an engineer and a manager in this position. So these are the things that I gain in my early stage of my professional life to develop myself.
So, rather than sitting at our desk, we have to go out and we have to get experience, move on with people, and try to gather more experience to build our career, as you said. Also from engineering promote their presentation, I saw that you have also joined Navigator as a fresh electronic and telecommunication graduate. So, what are the career opportunities that are available for a fresh electronic and telecommunication graduate? And what do they have to focus on more to have a better career growth?
Yes, Engineer Ani. So for that, I would say in terms of electronic and telecommunication engineering, so the opportunities available for a fresh graduate, so mainly in the telecommunication sector, we have the telecommunication service providers. So there are job opportunities in that, and also with the vendors. So apart from that, you can always pursue higher studies in those respective fields. So apart from telecommunication, if I take electronics, so at the time we graduated, that was in 2015, actually corporate world, in the corporate world, there were not many opportunities in the field of electronics and robotics. But we can see now there are several companies emerging and even the startups which were coming through the university system. So the new fresh graduates have that opportunity because even the startups, they are really willing to take the fresh graduates in because of their innovativeness, creativeness, and fresh thinking. So this is another aspect. And also software. So software engineering industry is also open for these electronic and telecommunication engineering graduates. You can see several software engineers in our batches. So apart from that, you have several other fields like machine learning and AI, automation, like that. So all of these fields are open for an electronic and telecommunication graduate. So apart from that, you asked about the progress of the career. So I would say first thing is that this continuous learning should be there, because in school time as well as in university life, we were instructed and we were told what to do. But when it comes to the industry, uh, the supervisor may tell you what to do, but in the learning process, it's like self-learning. So you have to be a self-learner. The other part is that in order to progress through the ladder, it is important to have these professional qualifications. Uh, it may be in terms of electronics or else telecommunication, software, it may be a master's. So you have to have those professional qualifications. And I also suggest to get hands-on experience, which is really important. Maybe, maybe for like 3 to 4 years, we have to get that hands-on experience straight away. And apart from that, I always recommend for the fresh graduates as they go along their career path to study or have an understanding about few other areas like finance, maybe marketing, because it gives you an opportunity to learn about the organization and learn about the customer, especially as we are working in an industry. So yes, so overall it's that. And also it is important to have networking, this professional networking. It builds a lot of capacity and it actually tries to unleash the best person inside you.
So I can also agree with engineering. So working with other people and other sections, and we have to like understand their language and we have to speak their language sometimes, because always engineering terms they don't understand. So okay, when it comes to learning in our universities and in our undergraduate studies, we all know that, as Engineer Afghani also said, there's a huge gap when it comes to undergraduate, like graduating and then moving on to a job. So, and we know that sometimes, even though we like learn many theories, pass many exams, we actually don't apply them in our career when we do the job sometime. So, so as like for engineer Samanthi, how was your experience regarding that? Were you able to apply those what you learned, like electrical engineering stuff to your career growth? And yeah.
Yes, Indri Saranga, getting the graduation and starting the job is a full difference. I think after getting graduation, we are in the high moral side. And then we join with the job. Then we think that way. As I described my career path, I'm in the distribution sector in the Ceylon University Board. When go back to the Ceylon University Board is the generation, there's a sections, generation, transmission, and the distribution. From when compared in the generation and transmission, the distribution is the low level where the electrical engineering principles are applied. When we are passed out, we thought that we would be able to apply all the electrical engineering theories to our job. But someday I understood when I appointed as the distribution electrical commercial engineer, I couldn't be able to apply those electrical theories, more electrical theories. But that scenario, when go back to the again electrical distribution sector, job to one job to other jobs, application of the engineering principles to different quantity. In the commercial engineer post and the area engineer post, somewhat extent apply the electrical engineering principles. Then go back to the planning sides, we can apply furthermore engineering principles. My message to young generations, if you pass out when you pass out from the university, don't try to apply those electrical theories to try to take the base of the what you learn and try to apply those things in jobs because without that electrical engineering knowledge, that is engineering knowledge, we can't manage those things. We can't see theories, but how we apply the theory solutions for the particular problems is where the knowledge we obtain that time. Not a theory, not equations, but where the knowledge we gain, we don't think that we are applying the electrical engineering, but the knowledge gained through our lifetime study time, we will apply in the our professional type. With that, I want to say some jobs are not engineering side, some jobs are highly technical sides. I think my message to present engineers who are bother regarding I am not doing electrical engineering sides and I am engaging in another jobs. I'm saying that we can develop our career with the available resources. We have a lot of resources such like CPD activities which are organized by the ISL and the other organization in Ceylon University was lot of CPD activities. We can engage with our field and we can obtain our membership. Only thing our dedications and attitude to engage with those things enhance our membership.
So, like we are being told that when you graduate, it is all sorted fine, right? So, but like, real struggle starts after graduating. So we have to find a job. We have to like adapt to that job and move on and try to build our career. So, as engineer Samantha said, like we have to do continuous learning and interactions to not let our technical touch loose. So the young engineers also can like engage in, as you said, CPD process and other stuff. Um, so here, Engineer Shrivi, from your story, even though being the best student in telecommunication, you have first selected a job at a service provider, but now you are in a totally different path. So I would like to ask that, what made you select that path? Was it intentional or did it just happen?
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. So it's not intentional at the beginning because I really love telecommunications. So when we were taught about all these modulation theories, how the signals go through the air and the frequencies about the 4G, 5G and everything. So I fell in love with telecommunications actually. But uh, so that's why I thought of joining SLT. I also joined as a fresh graduate. So just after completing the final examinations of my university, I got the opportunity to join SLT. The thing is, I was placed under the human resources group because there was a requirement at that time. There was a huge transformation going on within the company because we were changing all our manual processes into digital processes. So there was a huge project going on called the Enterprise Resource Planning Project. So we actually let go all of the obsolete systems and we introduced a new system where all the functions like core functions, HR, finance, procurement, and everything is built within one system. So I was working so much. I was working under that project, but I was in the HR group. Apart from the technical responsibilities I had, there was a set of responsibilities which are not necessarily technical. I had to come up with different strategies. Actually, I was, as a fresh graduate, I was placed as a leader of a team. The team's responsible in making the learning strategy in Sri Lanka Telecom to cater the current and future requirements in the organization. So it was my responsibility while doing all those technical things. I had to work with in the field of human resources. I have to learn about competencies and everything. So, but when I was doing these things, I actually found a new passion in human resource management. So when it in my team, there were like very senior people, young and vibrant people, the senior and I say neutral people, and people from technical backgrounds, people from non-technical backgrounds, people from different genders, different ethnicities. So I was looking at them. I saw how they transformed with these new, with the digital transformation of the organization. And also I saw after acquiring new skills, how their careers transformed, how their lives transformed. So I wanted to know, why do people behave in these ways? How do different people react to different situations? And also, how, when we start from the beginning of the career, how can we build people to take responsibilities in higher positions, prominent positions in the organization? So I was very happy to see people transforming, developing themselves, and becoming the actually successful employees or the successful professionals that our organization need. So I built this whole new passion towards the human resource development. That's why I started learning about these things. So then I actually started with my master's specialized in human resource management. And then I acquired a chartered qualification in human resource management. So from that time, I've been working in both fields in digital transformation, HR automation, and these technical things, and also with the working with people, because I enjoy working with people. Personally, I don't believe that we have to stick to that exact field, exact things that we learned in the university. So here, especially the panelists mentioned how they work with cross-functional teams, what are the other things they have to do other than these technical things. So what makes you complete is is being an all-round. You should have the capability to fit into the place your organization needs. So if you can do that, then you can be a successful professional. And especially, you need to have a passion for what you are doing. Then you can be successful. So the answer to your question is, it was not intentional at the beginning, but at the end, so it was. I really enjoyed the experience. Thank you.
During my 15 years service experience in the distribution sector, I told that I have a lot of distribution sector experience. At that time, especially, I encountered numerous challenges, especially during my tenure as the area electrical engineer 21 years. We faced a lot of problems and a lot of challenges. Area engineer for most is most of the network operations and management. And most of the time I have to manage nearly 150 male field staff. Most probably, most occasions, male field staff not ready to accept the women leadership role. That is the most common challenge which I face during that time. And with that time, I understood that this is because of their mindset. Not the problem of ours, it's a mindset. After understanding that problem, I thought first of all, I want to change the mindset. For that, I wanted to convince that I am your leader and I will be with you all and I will give good leadership to you. For that, as the area electoral engineer, normally I used to attend all the major breakdowns which are happening in the field. When the major breakdown has happened, I attended with the crew and I waited there until the work is complete. And I lead my gun and supervise my gun and check with them. And I try to understand their feelings and how they behave and what are their levels, what are their technical levels, those things I could be able with that interactions. With the time, day by day, they thought that their boss with field staffs and with them, and though their boss is women leader, they understood that the boss will do. With that, I could be able to get the acceptance of their as though their leader is the woman, get the acceptance of my leadership. With that manner, I could solve that problems. The most common was not accepting our leadership, women leaderships by the field staff. The other major common challenge, I think, during last 15 years, I observed that most of our superiors suspect our leadership. Women leadership, especially in the when managing operational staff or a field. This aspect, they always think that women are best for the documentation works, planning works, and that kind of officers. Again, I believe that according to my perspective, I think it's also the mindset problem or according to past experience which they give, which they obtain. In that one also, I want to say that my belief, ladies can perform many roles. According to my experience, sometimes I'm the boss with tough decisions, and sometimes most funny and friendly colleagues to my colleague, and always I'm taking fun with my engineers with the lady of chin. And sometimes I'm mother for always carrying my child. And sometimes I'm a wife, so always expecting care and caring for my spouse. And sometimes I'm a daughter, so always strengthen our children. Many of characters in the society I have experienced and I can understand their feelings. And most of the characters' feelings I can understand. With that feeling, when go back to the office, I can understand whole mindsets, all the employees' mindset. Then I could be understand their mindset if I thought in a balanced way, and if I if I treat in a fair way, why people challenging that women can't be a good leader? It can be. Because the most challenging things is that we can't manage, the women can't manage a field staff, and women can't be will be a good leader. And our superiors suspect that women leadership not suitable for the operational steps. Those can be altered by tactful way, and we can prove that we can do only thing the problem in the mindset of the other thing, our lady engineers, I would like to say that don't give that uh, ideas to your superiors and your employees, because most of the barriers, I would like to go the barrier side. Most of time, those problems I said previously uh, build up our previous women engineers. Because of that, we presently we had to face those situations because they are trying to always work with the limitations. First of all, I'd like to say that when you go consider the barrier side, in our childhood, our parents do I don't like that treat children so that way, because in a lady girl, always mothers are gifted to the doll and some things. But for the brothers, they are always giving the the remote cars, batteries, and those things. That time also we are engaging the doll and households, serving TVs. Those are the our kid times. Yes. Our brothers always working the spanners, nuts, and those things. With them, they we are ladies are going to the box. They thought that we can't go that side. We can't handle spanners. We can work with the machines. We can't work with the remote controls. With those idea, we come to the we studied the engineering, maths, and those things. We come to the engineering professions with that box, within that box. Then we try to work on the documentation side and not like to go the field. Then we thinking that from our past experience, we can do in the offices and the works within the office premises, we can get the students and we can handle those works, and we can handle those tough persons. Uh, we are giving that idea to our superiors, and so that is the main barrier between our ourselves. And I cordially request you all to uh, please reset your mindset and come out the box and think out of the box. Don't try to be in the box as our parent did to our lives, and try to
So, as I told earlier also, we are told what to do, and we are always like, trapped in one place in the box, as she's mentioned. So then when it comes to our jobs also, our like most of the people think that we cannot take a challenge. We are not ready to take a challenge. We are just there to dress nicely and just sit at a desk. So I think now like if I add a few like comments, I started my career recently. So now it has changed a lot. Now our bosses, they actually give us many opportunities. Like let's say we have an event at night. So he just asked us to come and just arrange some way for us to get home safely. So I think that's what we want, rather than asking us to not to participate at a night function, right? So I think that now that is changed, and now the society is accepting more women, more girls into this profession. Let's say not only engineering but everywhere, and also now girls are also very confident, very brave, and very forward. So I think that's a good sign for the society as well. Um, Engineer Akmali, so we saw many things you are engaging in. Apart from your professional career, you are engaging in social work and in and all other creative arts as well. So, uh, how could you like as you go in your journey step by step? So, how could you improve yourself for the betterment of your professional life and along with your personal as well as the social work as well?
Thank you, Engineer Saranya. Yes, sir. In my professional life, early stages, I have learned so many things. As I joined my career at the age of 24, in the early stage of my life, I am maturing throughout my job, throughout inside this organization. So I am grateful, always grateful to the organization and the people I met during my career, because I am learning from all of them and maturing and getting experience from all. Then in the professional life, first I mentioned about the things that I gained. Then I promoted as a chief electrical engineer. I am the head of the unit of the organization of the unit. So in that sense, I have practiced so many leadership and management skills. So in the early stage, I have observed how our leaders, our seniors, superiors treated us, how their leadership role is they are doing. So I studied many leadership. There are so many leadership roles. Then I studied so many leadership roles and identify my own. As Engineer Samanthi mentioned, yes, that's true that some of subordinates and some superiors suspect our leadership. They thought that I'm not capable enough to be their leader, to lead the gangs and teams. But when we have identified our leadership roles, I think we can manage it at our best. I think sometimes if some male engineers can't do some things, but we can get that work done from our subordinates, because as I have identified my style, always my subordinates are working because they can't say no to me. They can't, they don't like to be, I'm disappointed inside others and anywhere. So because of that, they are doing by heart. They are doing that at their best because they care me and they love me as a sister, mother, friend, like that. That's the way I have identified my style. I think it's suits for me, and it's really easy for me get the work done from others. So as the leader of my unit, I have to practice many leadership, management, and identifying the people that they're at their capacities. So when I am giving some work to my subordinates, I have identified that he or she can do it, because I know that they are capable. So there are people are very different from each other, as Engineer Shri mentioned. So if I can identify their capacities, we can assign their works according to their capacities. Then they can perform really easy. Then they won't get disappointed that their work. So we as in our structure, in our organization structure and organizational culture, there is a not way to identify these capacities and assign duties accordingly. But as much as possible within my team, I try this concept because it's really easy for me, and then also then the effectiveness and is increased because of that. When I go to my personal life, I have engaged in many creative things and doing some creativities. I think my career has helped me stop that, because if I do something without experience in this organization, I have only touched one layer of the society. I only know about I'm touching one layer of society, and I'm writing and doing creations about same things, same scenarios. But when I'm engaging with different layers of society, I can get experience from their their stories, their behaviors, then my creativity is improved because of that different social layers I am engaging. That's also a most important thing that I gained from my organization. Other than that, I am a lot of engaging IESL activities. It's also because of the my organization, because my most of the superiors are always engaged in ISL Vayama chapter activities. They are chairmen of the ISL Vayama chapter, most of our superiors and senior engineers. Then I got the opportunity in my early stage when I joined CB. In my early stage, I had the opportunity to work with them and support them. Then I decided that this is a good place for us because a lot of engineers are work together and engage together because as we all consider this, we are something criminal society, as we always say. Then there are a lot of people engaged together, do something voluntarily and do something interestingly. We can do much better things than we are doing something alone. That's the most important thing that I will continue with IESL because most of the engineers are coming for the IESL activities voluntarily. They are not paying and they are also consuming their time and money for that, and they don't get anything from that. But they are together because uh, as engineers, it's very easy to we can do something with engineers. And I'm doing so many things with artistic people. It's very difficult. I in experience that it's very difficult to work with other professional people, but it's really easy to work with engineers. I think sometimes it's because of the same mindset. I think in the ISL chapter, I realized that if I want to do something, we can do anything what we want. We only want to we want the intention and attitude for those things. If we want to do something, we can do anything. So because of that, I did so many things with my team in the last 10 and last 2, 3 years, and the secretary and the in the secretary and the treasurer all those things. Yes, I also did so many things with my team. We did so many social responsibilities, social activities, serve the society and entertainment things and funding things, all the things that we do. Because of that, actually, it's when we go to the most probably we are going to the schools. And when you are going to the schools, they always respect us and they always get very keen to get our services. They are very keen to see our speeches. So they this thing is a privilege to most of some set of engineers and engineering undergraduates are working with us, came to their school and talked to their students. It's very they respected us, and we did a lot of service there. So I think this is the all the things that I gained from my working experiences, and also the when I'm working, I have improved my organizing, leadership, management skills because I used all these skills, incorporated all these skills, do my other things in my personal life. Work-life balancing, as Engineer Samanthi mentioned, we have to play so many roles. We also uh, take the experience from our professional life to balance all these things. That's the most important thing that I learned from the my professional life. So that's how I do all these things, and I encourage and all the others to gain what they offer in their profession and improve themselves into their any field. We have to be a all-rounder, not only the profession, the personal life, social life. You have to improve all the aspects of life. That's it, the successful person.
So you mentioned that it was very easy for you to work with engineer team. So I think we mostly just don't dwell on something very much. If that doesn't work, we find another solution and move on. And like most of us, even in our undergraduate times, also for exams, even we didn't like study for whole 2 to 3 months. We just study during the last week and just get through our exams. I think like I was like that, but I don't know. Okay, so in all of your stories, you have started from as fresh graduates and now gain several years of experiences in different areas. and you have traveled along your career ladder, and with that you have been promoted to several leadership uh, positions. So engineer Shrivi, in your opinion, when you move on along with the leadership roles, what are the challenges specifically faced by women? Right, some were explained by Engineer Samantha and Engineer Lakmali as well. So, according to you, what are the challenges women face?
Okay. So I will explain in brief because we are running out of time. So I think all of you have heard the term called glass ceiling. So glass ceiling means the invisible challenges us women have when we are excelling in our careers. So there are no formal limitations in your company, in any of the company in the world. There is no official law, policy, or regulation that says women can't take the position of CEO. In the world, we have only, when it comes to senior leadership positions, only less than 25% of the senior leadership positions are taken by women. So majority still we have men. So why, even though there are no formal limitations, why do most of the women are satisfied with the secondary level positions? Why can't they climb up to the ladder or the highest position, maybe become a CEO, maybe become a billionaire or whatever the position we dream of? So there are four main reasons that I have identified. Actually, Engineer Samantha and Engineer Lakmal mentioned these things. I will tell in a more general perspective because I study about people, their psychologies, their personalities, and everything. There's something called unconscious bias. So in the minds of people, according to the way we are brought up, according to the culture, so there's a unconsciously, even though it's not intentionally, people are biased. I will give you a classic example. How many of great ladies here are asked to take notes at a meeting? Just think. So it's always like, for example, if I go to a meeting, the in a room full of men, I'm going with my subordinates. Maybe the secretary will be a male person. So the chairperson, most of the time ask the lady in the room to take notes. Why? Because it's that person is not a bad person. He doesn't have any bad intention. That is called unconscious bias. So there are a lot of unconscious biases in the society. This stereotyping is everywhere. They stereotype girls into thinking that girls are not good at mathematics. Girls are not good at leading the field staff, as she said, and girls are not good at building things. Because in the society, we see everywhere male dominant roles. Like if I ask someone to close your eyes and imagine an engineer, just think how many people will imagine a female engineer. That is unconscious bias. It's part of this glass ceiling that we have to break. That is number one. Number two is lack of role models. I will give you another classic example for the for to highlight the importance of having a role model. So we grew up, we are millennials. I'm not sure if Vine is a millennial or Gen Z. So we are millennials. We grew up watching this TV series called X-Files. Do you remember? So in X-Files, there's a character called Dana Scully. She's the partner of Fox Mulder, the FBI agent. in her character, she's portrayed as a scientist. Do you know 63% of the ladies who are in the STEM field are inspired by Dana Scully? Because we saw her in TV. She's doing all these things. She's an FBI agent. She's a scientist. And she dresses really nicely. Her hair is very nice. She has all the lipstick and everything on. She's the dream character for all of us. So this effect is called actually Dana Scully effect in the world. That's how one role model can inspire a whole generation. So this problem is, do we celebrate the achievement of women in our society? I'm not sure how many role models, female role models you had in your companies, in your work. Actually, I was looking for a role model for me to follow. That's why uh, really happy to be here to see these kind of very achieved ladies here, because young girls today, they are looking for role models. What do they see? The reality TV stars, the models, and the worthless beings, I say. That is number two. And number three, work life balance. That is having family responsibilities. As Engineer Samanthi very correctly said, we have to play multiple roles. I'm not sure if I can remember this well. There's a saying that it's hard to become a woman because you have to work like a man and think like a man, look like a lady, work like a lady horse, and look like a young girl. Because society expects a lot from you. Even if your child misses something, the society puts the blame on the mother. So in my staff, I have seen many mothers leaving work, staying at home after they have their first child. Why? Because it's difficult to balance these responsibilities. That is the third point when it comes to this glass ceiling. And finally, our culture, how girls are brought up. So when it comes to STEM, especially when it comes to engineering, because I study intelligences and how people should be brought up when we want to become that, when we want to make that. So how we want to brought up a child if we want to make him a genius. So there are certain different intelligences that need to be developed. For example, uh, spatial intelligence. That means how you can view stuff in 3D. So, when boys are young, they are given these Legos, the building blocks. So they are building a house. So they can imagine how things will look in 3D. So their brain develops. So now think about what girls are given. What are the toys available for girls in the markets or in shops? So would they develop any intelligences? I'm not so sure, but there are very limited amount of things girls experience because of culture and how they are brought up. So that affects a lot why the reason why girls are underrepresented in the field of STEM. So I recently read an article. A lady engineer gave up her job and she invented a new toy for girls to develop their intelligences. So in future, they will become like better in STEM, especially in engineering. And according to research, it has worked. So, and also one of my personal experience in our culture, in most of the South Asian countries, we don't actually get the chance to enjoy freedom. When you have freedom, you can explore things. When you explore things, then your brain capacity will increase. You are enthusiastic, you are eager to learn. Then you can excel in, especially in fields like engineering. So once when I went to Japan, I saw how much freedom they have. Like at any time in the night, say 12 midnight, I can go outside and I can go. Nothing will happen. So all these things are actually causing this glass ceiling that we have to break. Women these days are breaking this glass ceiling, but there are a lot to be done when if we need to establish parity when it comes to engineering field. Thank you.
So that was very nicely explained, and I think, we learned a lot from that. Thank you, Engineer Srivi, for that beautiful explanation. From all of you, I saw that you have balanced many extracurricular things and along with academics and everything. So I will direct this question to Engineer Pramod there. So with balancing academic, sports, and every other extra activities, like what were the advantages you gained from that to build up your like student life, the undergraduate life, and also later your professional life?
Yes, in terms of that, let me try to explain it in few points. First of all, I would say that sports or else extra activities will help you to face failures. Because all of us face failures in lives, whether it's personal or else professional. So the resilience is an important factor that we need to build on. So sports and other activities actually help to develop this resilience. When it comes to sports, actually we sometimes lose games, but it does not mean that we give up that game. So this is the mentality which should be cultivated to the corporate as well, because in corporate life also there are several mistakes done and there are several ways that we can be failed, but still we should have that courage and the resilience to get up and work hard. So for example, I would say in student life, so actually 2 weeks before the A-level examination, we had this term test, final term test. So for the pure maths paper, I only got 49. So at that time, only 2 weeks are there. So, but I knew that I have studied. So I actually went through, I have done some careless mistakes as well. So it was a time I realized now only 2 weeks are there, but it's 49 for the pure. So actually I was aiming for an A or something near that. So actually this is where the game I played really helped me. So I have lost several chess games as well. So I thought, but even though I lost those games, there was a time I got back and then I could win championships. So with that, I worked really hard and also try to identify the mistakes that I have done. So it was like a blessing in disguise for the A-levels. The other thing is, I would say, time management. So extra activities as well as sports help us in this time management. Because in our corporate lives, we have these deadlines, so we need to face those. So if you do a sport, so it is within a time that you have to do. So you will get trained to work within a certain or else defined time frame. The other thing I would like to say is the leadership. So I think Engineer Shrivi also mentioned about leadership. So when it comes to sports, when you captain a team, and also the societies, when you take this chairperson, president roles, you will have to lead several people. So in corporates also, irrespective of the position you are in, if you build up these leadership qualities, it is really essential for the career growth. The next point I would say is the teamwork. Especially in these extracurricular activities that we do, this teamwork is improved. So when we work in a corporate, we work with several other divisions and also our teammates. So we need to understand them. now it is mainly called as emotional intelligence. So we need to have emotional intelligence, and we should be able to understand them as well. So this is mainly developed by these extracurricular activities. Finally, as a point, I would say is the courage as well as confidence. So if you do these extra activities and sports, it actually builds you a lot of courage as well as confidence in you, because it helps you to have a balance in life, and also it helps you to prioritize the work. Because anyway, during A levels, although we do several extracurricular activities, we had to prioritize studies. So in the same way, we will be trained to prioritize work in the corporate life when it comes to certain achievements or else milestones. So these are the things I would say, that how extracurricular activities and sports have helped me in terms of career growth.
So, like nowadays we see most of the parents are like just following uh, only the only A's and the report card and everything, exams, focusing on them and like taking their children away from extracurricular activities and sports. So I think, and now as a result, we can see many like like many youngsters, they cannot handle failure, they cannot handle lesser marks in exam, they just harm themselves and have stress and everything. I think like doing extracurricular activities and sports that really shape us to face the future, because the future is like way worse than the like school duration. Okay, so I think engineer mentioned in her last explanation that to increase female representation in our area in STEM industries, like that should happen from younger days, like not just after A levels or like after graduation. That mindset need to be uh, like forward from the beginning at the early stages. Like apart from that, any of you can answer, like do you have any other things you see from your areas or your companies, in your experience, any other things that can be done to increase the female representation in our fields?
I will be quick on this one. So, when it comes to increasing the representation, we can't just individually work for this. So, as a society, there's a need for change, and within organizations, there's a need for change, and there should be a certain level of involvement from the government. That's what I believe, because policies the government makes directly impacts the careers and businesses and industries. So when it comes to society, uh, things like these, discussions like these, awareness sessions, and the achievements of lady engineers, women, they carry a very positive message. So that will change the mindsets of people. That's why we have to continuously promote things like this. Actually, I'm against the thing that because this person is a lady, that person should be given extra something or additional advantage. So I personally believe anyone should be treated in the way that as equally as that how that person will contribute to the business, to the organization, or to the company. But what I believe is equal opportunity should be given to any person, irrespective of the gender, to contribute. So if that contribution is higher from a lady, then that lady should be rewarded, definitely. Then at that moment, we can't think that like we can't have second thoughts that this person is a lady, so she won't be able to succeed in next position. And when it comes to organizations, organizations should also find different mechanisms to provide more opportunities for women. So I will give you an example. As I said earlier, uh, only 35% of the women are economically active in Sri Lanka, less than 35 actually. So, you know, what is the economical situation of the country, right? We are in a hellhole. So if we need to develop as a country, we must engage women in whatever the jobs or careers or production or to strengthen our economy. So if the women can't actually, with the commitments and everything, fully engage in the job, there should be a way to engage them as maybe as gig workers, maybe as part-time workers. Even within our organization, we are discussing how we can give opportunities for the remainder of women who have these capabilities, who have these skills to work as part-timers or in different forms. So that's what organizations can do. And especially because I'm interested in policy making and governance, uh, you may have heard that recently there are certain policies are coming up when it comes to gender equality. But in policy levels, governments should have policies to make sure that they get an output or contribution from the women, very talented women, especially in countries like Sri Lanka. Sri Lankans are more intelligent compared to other countries according to research. So our women are very talented. So they are mothers, they are workers, they are multitasking people. So there's a lot that we can get from them for the development of the country. So government should have a policy or a mechanism of getting the best output from women without disturbing the societal structure. The role of mother, the role of daughter, role of sister, whatever our society is built up with. So that's my opinion.
So let's hope our government will open its eyes soon. So, okay. So I think like even though we have studied several years apart in each universities, we have learned more or less the same, the curriculum, same modules. We have done the same practical sessions throughout those years. And like that's a whole another topic to talk that the curriculums need to be updated, like leaving that apart. So even though we studied the same modules and we the passes and everything in exams, like as I mentioned earlier, also undergraduate is very different and very difficult. Sorry, undergraduate like this job career is very different and difficult than the undergraduate. Surviving here is very, very difficult, and we have to adapt very quickly to survive in this fast-moving industries. In general, if we speak, in your opinions, what are the skills and other capabilities that these youngsters need to practice or they need to possess before entering the industry, or while in the industry, what are the skills they need to improve? And yeah, so you can.
Yes, I would say that there are many qualities that an undergraduate should improve before entering a corporate or else while working in a corporate. First of all, I have seen in terms of interviews, when we are interviewing suitable candidates for the engineering positions, we find male as well as female. So there are people who have the same educational background, who have followed the same professional schemes, same certifications. But when it comes to the interview, actually, this is a general thing, so exceptions can be there. So females try to doubt on themselves in the strength
women engineers. Normally, women engineering, I would like to say that is a step because the came path is not a better course. We sacrificed a lot to come this location and sacrificed our sleep. And when someone sleep, we are in middle night with kids. With that, we came this path, and with that, I would say we are the staff. And after getting this staff, our attitude and our dedication will put up as the shining star. It is up to you become a shining star with our attitude and dedications. I think after graduation also, all the young engineers, all the young women try to be a shining star with the attitude and the dedications towards their professional responsibilities, and by balancing professional responsibilities and the personal responsibilities. Always women are trying to think about only for the personal responsibilities. No, we have to care both responsibilities, professional and personal responsibilities. With that attitude and with our dedication, we can be a shining star as a woman. In addition to the women engineer, all are to be keep with their attitudes and the dedications to go your target, go your dream with your attitude and your dedication. All can go to the targets and dreams.
It's final thing that I want to share with others is to take all the opportunities. Don't not miss anything that you came into your way. Take all the opportunities that you get in your life, in professional life, personal life, or social life. That will help us you to grow and grow yourself and do something to others, do something to the world. I think if we can do this, if it will be, it will come in return to your life. Then it will come you to have satisfaction and happiness in your life. I think it's a very good thing if anyone can take any of the opportunities that they are in their life, in the way of their life.
Yes, as a message, first of all, I would like to say to all the engineers, we need to believe in ourselves. As engineers once said, you all are stars. And let me summarize the message. I think a quote from Toastmasters, learn as well as grow and serve. So involve yourself in continuous learning as well as grow yourself in personal as well as professional ladders and serve. All of us are products of the free education system of this country. So we have a duty and a responsibility to give back to the country, especially as Sri Lanka is in an economic crisis. So as engineers, I think as one family, we can contribute towards taking Sri Lanka into a technological hub. Yep.
Yeah. So I will end with something like this. Personally, I believe our life is a game of cards. We are playing card games always. So do we always get the best cards in a game? No, it's a shuffle. So in life, we have barriers, but we have good cards as well. So your success will be decided on how you play these cards. It could be a quick success. Sometimes you will have to stay until the final card is played to see whether you have won. So ladies and also gentlemen, use your cards well. That's my message.
So very different, but very meaningful messages to end our discussion. So with that note, we have come to the end of our discussion. And I would like to convey the honest appreciation on behalf of Electrical, Electronic, Telecom and Telecommunication Sectional Committee for your valuable participation and educating us with many different aspects of power of women in electrical, electronic, and telecommunication engineering. Being here, your stories are very inspirational, and I am so much privileged and honored to have a discussion with you all. And dear sisters, thank you very much again for your continuous support throughout our preparations and everything as well. And again, it's an honor working with you. And like to appreciate you, we have arranged so you can have your seats back. Okay. So to appreciate you, we have arranged a small token of appreciation. I invite you all to receive that from our chairman, Engineer Dushant. So Engineer Samanti Sudashini, thank you very much for coming all the way. Engineer Akmali Karunanayake, thank you very much for coming. Engineer Pramodya Senanayake, thank you very much for your valuable time. Finally, we have Engineer Srivi Sandamini. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you all for being here. And so that's the for discussion. Thank you again and have a good night. So I invite our chairman, Engineer Dushant, to proceed with the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Engineer Vainisaranga. Before do the traditional vote of thanks, I want to give thanks to Engineer Vainisaranga as well. So taking this leadership to arrange this program. So on behalf of Electrical, Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering Section Committee, I should thank first her. So in order to appreciate her service, we have arranged a little token of appreciation to her as well. I want to give it to her by now. Thank you. Dear audience, we are inspiring a generation. We are seeing a generation who is lacking the motivation to stay in this country. So we are seeing a lot of young generation staying, waiting in the visa queues. So we are seeing a young generation who are trying to change their field, their profession in order to have a successful life career because of the demotivation that we are experiencing in certain part of countries. So as the economists are saying, the country is having a challenge in terms of finance. So we, as ISL, as the Electrical, Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering Sectional Committee, wants to turn those generation back and inspire them to stay in this country and serve this country to gain the whatever the glory and pride that we had in past. So this is one of a initiative that we had. We invited 4 key lady icons. Dear lady engineers, you have seen a 4 set of lady engineers who have taken this as a challenge and succeed in their respective ways. So they have got this challenge and gave an example to the generations and to the society that we can do this. Engineer Samanthi is carrying a wealth of experience and who is leading a difficult operation in one of the most leading corporate in Sri Lanka and has given us a very good example how a lady engineer can take the leadership to drive this country. Thank you very much for spending time with us, and we should be grateful for your valuable thoughts and ideas. And Engineer Lakmali Karunaratne, again, a bright, shining lady icon who has taken her abilities and her experience to change a set of mindsets and portion of society. And she has done a pivotal role in IESL as well to change this course of nature. So thank you very much, Engineer. Lakmal Karunaratne is always a smiling person and always trying to help us in many ways. Thank you very much for being with us today and supporting us to give this message to the needy people. And a shining sports star who has gone different set of ladders and try to inspire young generation in various aspects. Engineer Pramodya Senanayaka, I think she has shown her talents in different sectors where no one has ever thought of going this area. So I think her story brings a lot of encouragement and satisfaction to those who are listening to her. So thank you very much, Engineer Pramodya Senanayaka, spending time with us and sharing your valuable thoughts, ideas, and experience with us. And again, a revolutionary leader and a lady who has taken different paths to show the people that ladies can do anything than men. So she started her career as a telecommunication engineer and now leading a human resource division in a leading corporate in Sri Lanka and shown that and we are seeing that men are the only who can lead the HR, but she's like trying to give an example to others that a lady also can manage HR. So thank you very much, Engineer Trevi Sandamini, for spending time with us and giving these valuable ideas and thoughts for our membership. So all in all, I should thank everyone who supported to arrange this program, especially IESL CEO, Engineer Neil Abeysekar and his dedicated team, and IESL council members who supported us to arrange this program to a greater success. So as the chairman of Electrical, Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering Section Committee, I should thank everyone who participated today as well. So we are continuing this dialogue to inspire a generation and move forward to attain the economic success of this country. So until we meet again the next program, thank you very much. Good night.